Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 20 of NWA Chicago. I'll be honest, I didn't think this series was going to last this long. I thought for sure that I would have decided that I didn't like this, or I wanted to go with a different idea, or maybe the fans wouldn't like this, but it's still going, and it's going strong if I might add. There is a consistent viewership on the videos. I'm having a lot of fun putting this together, and I feel like a lot of you are enjoying watching this, so let me just say a quick thank you to all of you for 20 strong episodes. Thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for enjoying, and hopefully I can make it to 40, and then 60, 80, 100. We'll see how long this series runs. But with all that stuff out of the way, we are now in the second round, the quarterfinals of the Starrcade Classic. We're down to 8 competitors, and this week we will see Flip Gordon take on Sammy Guevara and Nick Aldis take on Tyler Bate as we round the field and eliminate 2 more competitors. We bring it down to 6, and next week the big guy will face Joe Hendry, and Colin Delaney will go one-on-one with Pete Dunne. So, without any further introductions, let's run the show. We start the show off pretty terribly in a terrible match. The Von Erichs defeated the Hooligans in 12:25 when Marshall Von Erich defeated Mason Cutter by pinfall 35E+. Really lower 30s, 27 for Marshall. For everyone in the match, it wasn't really a great thing. It was a strong start for the show. My main purpose in booking this, I knew both teams weren't the best, but I wanted to give the Von Erichs a televised win. I can't remember the last time I gave the Von Erichs tag team, or if I even have given them a televised tag team win, and so I wanted to do that. I wanted to start to build up the Von Erichs as opposed to using them to job out to other teams, start to make the Von Erichs a credible threat in the tag division, because they could be part of the future for this tag division. We'll see. This segment does not give me hope for the rest of the show, but everything else should be better than this. So, now we move on. Striker says, ladies and gentlemen, I have some very important updates for all of you. Last week, we witnessed Alpha Female brutally assault Tenille Dashwood after their match. I can tell you at this time that Tenille Dashwood was taken to a local hospital last week after that assault, and she is now recovering from her injuries at home. We wish her a speedy recovery and hope she is back in action very soon. As for Alpha Female has been given a 1-month suspension for her horrific actions in the ring last week. That level of violence is unacceptable to us here at NWA Chicago and was beyond anything that was called for, despite the actions of Tenille Dashwood. Lastly, we wanted to remind you all that we are just 4 weeks out from the biggest event in the wrestling year, Starrcade. This year's event promises to be the triumphant return of the longtime NWA Super Show. We hope to see you all there. Now, let's get back to the action. A 45D for Matt Striker, as he does great with his little bit of commentary here, giving us an update on some important situations and plugging Starrcade. Thank you, Matt Striker. Next segment. In a decent match, Flip Gordon defeated Sammy Guevara in 9:14 by submission. A high spots match, Flip Gordon gets a 51, Sammy Guevara gets a 60. Guevara's performing very, very well at this point. It could just be because this was a high spots match, but still, that is exceptional performance. He is quickly rising up the ranks towards main eventer. He's always been pushed at the upper mid-card level, and now he's starting to make the case for breaking into that main event scene with performances like this. So the match gets a 58C-. Very happy with that one. So Flip Gordon is the first person to advance to the semifinals of the Starrcade Classic. We will find out next week who Flip will be facing. But now we move on. Toni Storm comes to the ring, and she says, last week, the Alpha Female crossed a line. She absolutely destroyed Tenille Dashwood. I don't particularly like Tenille, but that was just wrong. Alpha Female wasn't trying to win that match or extract revenge. She was trying to end Tenille Dashwood's career. Alpha Female, you're just a bully. I won't stand by anymore and let you bully anyone else. If you want to pick on someone, try your hand at picking on me. Your suspension will be up just in time for Starrcade, so I challenge you to a match. You claim no one can beat the Alpha Female one-on-one. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove to all these people that you can be beaten. Most importantly, I'm going to stop you from hurting more people. At Starrcade, it's Tony time. 38 D- for this promo from Tony Storm. Wow, Tony Storm actually gives a pretty decent promo here as D- 38. I'm happy with that. Most of my women don't give particularly great promos, but Tenille Dashwood appears to be very good at the promo game, so I'm very, as I said, very happy with that one. Tenille Dashwood versus Alpha Female at Starrcade. Book it. That is happening. Now we move on to a women's match. And in about that in Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, Tessa Blanchard defeated Christina Von Eerie in 10-15 by pinfall. 32 for both women and a 34 E+ for the match. This match was to right the ship a little bit for Tessa Blanchard, get her back on track, get her a win. Christina Von Eerie has not been on television for quite some time. I need to start doing more with Christina Von Eerie because I feel like I could come up with a great character for her. But this match was mostly to get Tessa Blanchard back on track after she lost to the Alpha Female. And after the match, Tessa Blanchard grabs a mic and she says, well, with Alpha Female out of the way, there's only one logical move. Give me a shot at the NWA World Women's Championship. I beat Kaylee Ray in a number one contenders match, but then had to face Alpha Female in another number one contenders match? That's just unfair. We all know that I should be the NWA World Women's Champion right now. Kaylee Ray's music echoes through the NWA arena as she makes her way onto the entryway. And she says, Tessa, I think you're forgetting something in your little story. Could it be that, well, you cheated to win our match? Could it be that the former champion never got a rematch? Or is it that you're just a whiny little girl? Anyways, I think all the fans can agree that I should be the number one contender to the NWA World Women's Championship. And all the fans start cheering for her. The fans love Kaylee Ray. She is the fiery babyface of the women's division. But I'm willing to let my in-ring work do the talking for me. How about you and I have a rematch? Winner goes on to challenge for the NWA World Women's Championship at Starrcade. 35 E+ for this segment. Not particularly good. As I said, most of my women's division does not cut great promos, so a 35 E+ was kind of on par with what I expected from this, and this is why I said at the beginning that I was a little bit worried about how my show would go, because there were a lot of women's segments here. We had women's promo, women's match, women's promo again, and not really with my best workers, so we have a kind of a poor start and middle of the show. We did have that Guevara-Gordon match, which is going to bring up the rating, but this is getting me a little bit concerned for the rating, but we should be able to recover from it with our next few segments. In a decent match, Ray Horace defeated Carlito Colon in 9:35 when Carlito intentionally got counted out. 52 D+, a 43 from Carlito, and a 51 from Ray Horace here. So Carlito just walks away from this match, and after the match, he's walking up the ramp with his title in one hand, grabs a microphone with the other, and says, nah, that's not how I roll. This whole NWA World Television Champion defends his championship every week thing, that's done. I'll defend this title on my time. Ray Horace, you don't deserve a shot at this title. What have you even done here? I just gave you your first win, and it was a lousy countout. I won this title on my first night in this company. From now on, I pick where and when I defend this championship. Now that sounds pretty cool. 42D for Carlito here as he cuts a promo and says that he will not be defending the World Television Championship every single week. So the last time the World Television Championship wasn't defended on an episode of Main Event Showcase was I think like the second or third episode. Tyler Bate was at an NXT taping as opposed to with us. And so for a lot of consecutive weeks, a few months in a row, the World Television title has been defended on every show, but I feel like this is a complete heel move. We haven't had, aside from like a 2-week reign from Ricky Reyes, we haven't really had a heel champion. We haven't really had a heel champion that has depth to them. I feel like Carlito has depth to his character. He can cut a solo promo, so I feel like he is the great person to branch out this title heelishly and be the first true heel to hold the title and do some heelish shit like he's done here, walking away from the match and proclaiming that he will not defend it. So 42D from Carlito here. I'm happy with that. They're definitely working towards getting the show back on track. And now, the big match. Nick Aldis versus Tyler Bate. Who will walk away victorious? In a decent match, Tyler Bate defeated Nick Aldis in 22-13 by pinfall with a Tyler Driver 97 following botched interference by Pete Dunne. 55 C-, a 60 performance there from Aldis, and a 41 from Tyler Bate. Oh my goodness, what just happened? I know a lot of people projected Nick Aldis to be the winner, or at least in the finals of the Starrcade Classic, but he is eliminated in the quarterfinals here by Tyler Bate. Wow. So this was a story that I had planned. I wasn't trying to throw anyone off with this. I didn't have it planned that Nick Aldis was going to be in the finals. He was never planned to be in the finals. Tyler Bate was always planned to win this match, and that is what I wanted to go with because I wanted to further the Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne storyline. Pete Dunne's obsession with Tyler Bate. He tries to screw him out of the semifinal matchup, screw him in the quarterfinals, but actually winds up putting his arch nemesis in the semifinals, one step away from the NWA, or 2 steps away from the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, essentially. So that was a story I wanted to build with this match. 55 C-, really happy with that. Great match for Tyler Bate. He performs up to a 41, Nick Aldis at a 60. This was one of the longest matches I've had on Main Event Showcase in a while, and now after the match, Pete Dunne stands outside of the ring, absolutely shocked at what just happened. He can't believe that he just let his arch nemesis advance. The referee raises Bates' hand in the ring as he becomes the second semifinalist in Starrcade Classic. And the fans cheer for Tyler Bate. 36 D-, not the strongest way to end the show, but I feel like a very appropriate way to end the show to show that Pete Dunne really fucked up here. As I said, as we've been building, Pete Dunne just has this obsession with Tyler Bate and ruining Tyler Bate's life, and that obsession consumed him to the point where he has allowed Tyler Bate to succeed, and I like that. We actually, for the first time in a long time, have a post-match, or a post-show match, and that is just all the competitors in next week's quarterfinals matchups in a tag team match, and in a decent post-show match, Big Guy and Pete Dunne defeated Joe Hendry and Colin Delaney in 9:53 when the Big Guy defeated Colin Delaney by pinfall with a silverback attack. Obviously, you can't have the Big Guy lose this match or his team lose this match, clearly. So the Big Guy carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. His performance stood out as being really good. Both Pete Dunne and Colin Delaney were really off their game, but this was pretty decent for a post-show match. 41D, I just wanted to get the Big Guy booked on the show to see if I could drive up attendance a little bit. And attendance is up a little bit from last week, I think, but not much. So it was kind of a failed experiment. Didn't work. Now for the entire show, I'm going to say that once again we got a D+, because we did have 2 C-level matches. We had multiple E and E+ level segments, though, and we had a D+ and a couple D-. So I think as a whole, the show will get a D+. The show gets a D+, a 52 D+ to be exact, and the show increased our popularity in 18 regions. So now we will see what we got on television. Alright, so that episode of NWA Main Event Showcase was held, as always, in the NWA Arena in Chicago, Illinois, in front of 1,683 fans, and on television got a .07 or 58,160 viewers. Once again, we had a 52 D+ for the show, so I want to thank you guys for 20 amazing episodes of NWA Chicago, and here's to the next 20. I'll see you in episode number 21.